Hello, TFE, fellow owners and friends, comrades, brothers, sisters. I am here with Tony of the Indians, and he had a good idea. I'm going to give him the credit because this was your idea, Tony, to do a little bit of, we're 40% through the season. We're not quite 50% through the season, but we're 40% through the season. And it's been a minute since we've done a pod talking about the actual league. And so Tony came up with the idea of like a nice little 4-pack, a nice little midweek 4-pack of awards, obviously just based on our own personal opinions. 4 awards for 40% through the season. And that's what we're going to do today. Before we get into that, Tony, how you doing? How's your Memorial Day weekend, Tony?
Good. So this actually, I don't know why, but you don't know this. This is the surprise. You think of 40%. So we're going to pop this bad boy open. I've never even tasted this stuff. Holy cow. This thing fizzed at the wow.
So we have Tony drinking his first 40
Old E.
How is it?
It's not bad. I mean, it's a beer, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think the only like malt liquor, like fizzy malt liquor I've had is Mickey's. I haven't had Old English. I haven't had King Cobra
it's in a plastic bottle.
Oh, that kind of takes some of the authenticity away, I feel like. Yeah.
Well, anyways.
Yeah. You told me you went to the store to buy a surprise, and I said Canadian beer just as a joke. And you're like, no, even better.
I think this
depends on who you're talking to. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Depends on what your definition of better is.
Oh, Canadians drink 40s. Come on, that's not a United States unique thing. Canadians drink 40 ounces of beer too. Okay, very good. Yeah, made a nice mess, but I got a good chuckle out of it, if nothing else. Before we jump into the awards, let's hit on some recent injuries real quick and take a look at who that might affect. First, the big one, Acuna, obviously, huge blow to the Cincinnati Reds, who are kind of floating. I think they are below 500 if I'm not mistaken, but not terribly far below 500. I'll do a screen share here.
They're actually they're in 10th place and they're only 2 games out of the playoffs. They're 2.
Oh man, so yeah, that's a pretty big blow. I mean, it's a blow anytime you lose.
Holy buckets. I mean, I know people have talked
there
about
they are, 19th overall, 27-37, 19th overall.
But they're only 2 games out of it.
Yeah, could have easily been in a position to kind of go for it with a nice second half push. But man, losing Acuna is going to be rough. Nothing that I can add about how much it sucks to lose Acuna. We all know it sucks. Points league, categories league, doesn't matter. The guy was the consensus. I don't know, maybe not the consensus number 1 overall, but a top 3 pick, consensus top 3 pick coming in, huge auction player, whatever. It sucks to lose him. And the real life Atlanta Braves have also called up Spencer Schwellenbach, a prospect pitcher with a pretty big fastball that is going to benefit the TFE St. Louis Cardinals, which is nice to see. A team that could use a nice kick in the ass, use some calling up some prospect action to sell some tickets, get some people to continue coming to the park on what has been a lost season for the Cardinals, which we kind of expected. But look, they're sitting there at 5 wins. They got a nice hyped young pitcher coming up, throws 98, maybe tops out 99, 100. Exciting for the Cardinals. Good on you, Ben. Tyler Broneal headed for imaging on I think it's his knee. That stings the White Sox a bit, the TFE White Sox, who, spoiler, have made the list of one of my 4-pack of awards. So those being your most surprising team so far, your most disappointing team so far, your most improved team, which we'll talk about what that means. Does that mean from opening day? Does that mean from the auction to now? Does that mean from opening day to now? And then also the team that we think is going to have or put together a really nice second half push, maybe a playoff push, maybe a championship push, whatever that means to me and Tony, of course. And then what other injuries? DJ LeMahieu played his first game as a TFE Dodger. Nice to see him, get him into the lineup. But then as soon as I do, Kerry Carpenter goes down, which I'm going to steal this joke from somebody on the ABL Discord. Said he hurt his back from sitting on the bench against lefties too much, which might be true. He does often sit against lefties, but still, other than Brendan Donovan, he was the only left fielder I had. So now I have to play Donovan at left, and I have to play the fabbed Luis Guillorme at second base, who is averaging, I think, 1.7 points per game. But better than taking a 0.
Points are points.
Yeah, fab the guy that's getting big league at bats. I'll take
it. I thought I was going to be able to finish this in our 40 minutes. There's 0% chance of that. This thing's way stronger than I thought.
Yeah, don't ruin your day off. You and the wife's day off by chugging a 40 at 1 p.m.
All
right, so
I gotta slow down with that thing. Yeah.
Did you have any injury news or anything? Yeah. Did I leave out an injury?
Well, I mean, it's personal injury news, but nothing big. But it's a starting pitcher. David Peterson is coming back to the Mets rotation today.
Yes, he is. I believe that is today also. So Schwellenbach today, David Peterson today. A couple of guys making their season and major league debuts.
Yeah.
So that's good for you. Are you starting him?
No, I have the luxury of, I think I have 10 starts this week, but all my injured pitchers came back. All my injured pitchers came back at the same time. Like I had Peterson come back. I think Darvish was just recently come back. And then who else did I have just come back to? I forgot who it was. But anyways, then Jacob Junis, getting his head hit, is now actually back to throwing. When he had that fly ball instant in the outfield, and
knocked him in the neck or the head, or whatever.
He only had one. He's only pitched 9 innings this year, 2 starts. And then Luis Medina of the Athletics is about 2 rehab starts away from joining them as well. He just had a AAA start.
You'll have a wealth. The coffer's overflowing with starts.
Well, that means That means an injury is coming. It happens all the time.
Well, an injury or a decision that sucked. Like Sam last week had to sit Braxton Garrett, and he throws a 32-point shutout. Let's see, just last night, I have 8 starts on the week, and I decided to sit Ben Brown because he doesn't typically go deep into games. He's been a 4 or 5 inning guy for the most part. And
sorry, I know that what happens.
So the only silver lining there is I started Jake Irvin instead of Ben Brown, and Irvin scored 24 points.
So you can't really be mad.
Yeah, so it's a 4-point difference, not the end of the world. But yeah, it does suck when you have to make that decision. I know Sam jokes about it. Is anybody else tired of having too many pitchers? This sucks. I don't want to make these decisions. It does suck when you make a bad one.
I think he needs pitchers, though, too. He's trying to trade hitting for pitching.
I thought he was sick of his bats sucking and wanted to trade pitching for hitting.
Oh, maybe that's – I don't know.
This is Sam we're talking about.
Whatever it is, it's going to change by lunch. Tomorrow.
The wind blows, and Sam looks. Says, "No, I want another stud reliever this time. I'm going to go stud relievers." Okay, let's jump into the awards. So again, your idea. We were kicking around the idea of doing a pod because my wife took off to show our new electric car to her mom, who happens to be coming through the state to go to a wedding. So she's gone. Your wife is off, so you have a little bit of quote unquote freedom, to do something like this. And then we needed an idea, and you kind of came up with this, and I really liked it. It's quick, it's easy, it's fun. So do you want to start off with your most surprising team?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do any order. My most surprising team, well, it's the Pirates.
Okay.
And it's just because of hold on, did I surprise it? Okay, hold on. When you said I said surprising team, that ruined it. Let's switch surprising to team who I think is going to surprise. Because you're talking
so you want
about
to start with you want to start with second half push team.
Yeah, I ruined that because I had that down. You meant most improved team. That's how I had it. Was most improved.
No. I thought we did surprising, disappointing, most improved, and second half
improved.
push.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I had most improved.
So I don't care. You can start with whatever you want. I said surprising, but it doesn't really ruin anything.
Okay. Yeah, surprise team was the Pirates for the second half. I think they're going to surprise in the second half. I think Gary is a wheeler and dealer willing to make the necessary moves to improve his team for win now, and he's fine with sacrificing the future. That's just how Gary is. He has no problem doing
Pirates
that.
Sitting at 25 and 39 right now, and they are. What are they in the?
They're 10th or 11th. But look at games back. They're only 4 out. When you play 8 games a week, you can make up a difference of 4.
Oh yeah, that happens in one set of matchups.
If you look, the 3 teams above him, he's outscored 2 of those 3 teams.
That is interesting. Yeah, I could see it. Where are they at? There we go. Yeah, way down here, 23rd overall, but still, yeah, outscored these guys, outscored a lot of teams that are camped out above them right now, AL and NL both.
So they're my surprise team for the second half.
Well, my surprise team for the second half, that was tough for me because that was like the one I really had the most trouble with. And I know I've touted them before as, when this team gets healthy and et cetera, look out. My second half is already sitting in a playoff spot right now, but it's the Marlins. My second half push is the Marlins. I think we could see that team put up consistent big weeks, assuming he gets his guys back and all playing at the same time. I know that's kind of a lot to ask in a league this big and this deep, but where the hell? What did I go to here? What the hell did I go to?
Go up.
All I needed to do is find the Marlins.
You clicked on by period. Go to standings.
Yeah. So yeah, he gets Noelvi back. Actually, I think pretty soon. What mid June? He's going to get
80 games.
Yeah, 80 games.
We're only 50. Yeah, so I mean he's about a month out.
Yeah, so maybe a month, maybe end of June. Yeah. So he gets Marte back. He's going to get Tommy Edman eventually. He's gotten some pitching back and had Eflin go down, but he's gonna get Eflin back, pair him with Luis Castillo. The surprise resurgence of Kirby Yates has continued. He's averaging 7 points a game through 20 innings.
What about?
He scores a ton of points, and he's got the other part of that bullpen as well with Robertson. Evaldi, Sonny Gray's been amazing. Fott's been more than serviceable at 15.36 points a game. He's been fantastic, really. So I think this is a team to look out for. I already don't think that anybody was like, ooh, I get the Marlins this week. This is going to be an easy win. But
I will say I did say that when I played him, but it was only because he was on vacation and I think his mind was elsewhere during the vacation.
He was in Prague, so didn't pay as attention to the what are these fucking ads? Like Crohn's. I get a Crohn's ad. And I get, what is this, shampoo? I don't even know what this is.
Paramount Plus.
Shampoo? Oh, it's deodorant. It's foot. Man, what the fuck? Okay.
Anyways.
All right, look, idiot Adam in ABL. I don't remember what site it is that I think it's Trax. He's like, oh, the damn Trax ads just keep giving me stuff for naked girls. And it's like, well, dude, the cookies and stuff goes by what you look at on the internet, mostly.
Well, what is here's mine. Mine is Sling TV. And one of them is Sling TV. And then the other one is like Net 32. Well, Sling TV, whatever. I just keep Googling streaming services to get cheaper ones.
Now I'm getting like a thermometer, like I'm getting basketball, a thermometer, but like whatever it is, I don't know what it thinks. The Golden Nugget Casino, which I've been talking about with my brother lately because we're going in September. So yeah, if Philly's Adam of the ABL, not of the TFE. If Fantrax ads are showing you naked girls all the time, then use incognito mode or something, bro. You delete your server history, man. Okay. Sidetrack. Anyway, so my surprising team,
again to clarify, this is Adam of ABL
of the
TFE,
ABL Phillies,
not the Adam of the TFE Phillies.
Yeah, not the foodie, the food guy who I don't think he ever posted any pictures from Lido. I don't know if he ever actually took any, but he had a Lido reservation in June or May, and I meant to ask him how that went, and I haven't yet. But anyway, yeah, so the Marlins are my second half push team. I think we could really see them kind of take it to another level. I think they're 6 or 7 games over right now, but I think they might be something to be feared. Yeah, feared might be the right word.
They're fifth
in the second half. Yeah, I think strong performance from the Marlins. Now let's actually do your most surprising team, your biggest surprise. Now I'm assuming that this is like from preseason. Like this is at least that's how I did mine. You know what? I'm gonna go first. How about that? I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
You mind if I go first?
Go ahead.
My most surprising team is a team that in the AL preview, in the tier rankings, we had them in the concerned or worried tier, right? And these guys now are performing very well. My surprise team is the Chicago White Sox at 41-23, and sitting. I know we're only 40% through, but sitting nicely right now in a playoff spot, and really way outperforming when I had them in really the worst tier that we had of the three, the concerned or worried. I'm very surprised at the White Sox. Yes, he's going to lose O'Neill again, probably here shortly. Yeah, I went back to Boston to get an MRI.
He lost a starting pitcher yesterday too.
He lost Trout. He's lost Max Muncy. He's had a lot of injuries.
Clevenger. He lost Clevenger.
Yeah, he lost Clev.
I mean, I know.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But that's why they're not my surprise second half team, my second half push team, and they are my most surprising team overall. I was worried about Dan. I was worried about the White Sox. I didn't think he had the pitching. I still don't think he has the starting pitching. But again, he's surprising the hell out of me. He's defied my expectations, and that's with absorbing a lot of injuries and doing it with little to no starting pitching. So yeah, the White Sox get my nod for most surprising team up to this point, 40% through the season from the preseason. Yeah, for me, it's the White Sox.
So it's funny. My team also has Notre Dame Dan. Also is a Sox team, but of the
also
Red.
In the American League, right?
Also in the American League as well. The Red Sox. I had them, and I did mine based off of, we did a little bit different methodology. I did mine based off of what I looked at their original over-under for me, because that's when I originally took a snapshot of after the auction to where the team is now. So I had the Red Sox. I had them as a 69-win team, and in the latest over-under, they're a 101. That's a pretty big jump.
Yeah, it is.
And I believe
did he make any big deal? I don't recall any big earth-shaking trades that the Red Sox made.
No. I think it was just
performing
they
well.
Outperformed I think the biggest thing is looking at it is he didn't have depth, because he was the team that had Albies, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor. He had those three studs in his lineup.
There's a couple that stick out immediately that you might be able to say are due for regression, but it's not going to hurt. But Jose Ramirez's month of May has been absolutely insane. He's averaging 4.6 points per game right now, which is incredible for a hitter this deep into the season to be averaging 4.6 per game. So, he's getting a dozen points a night, probably not literally, but just look at these scores every single day. It's 10, 4, 15, 7, 6, 7, 14. I mean, he's crushing it. And Ben Lively averaging 15.94 points a game. And I mean, there's 24, 19,
what about
22
Ryan
and a half,
Weathers?
21. Yeah, he's really getting some 14.85, nearly 15 points a game. And look at his last three for Weathers, 23 and a half, 23, 26 and a half. He is really living well right now on these guys hitting, at the same time and hitting on all cylinders.
And this isn't meant like I'm saying it's very surprising to me, because to me, my logic behind what I put his original over under win total was, and I got a lot of pushback from it, is how can you put a team that has Lindor, Ramirez, and Ozzie Albies at 69 wins? And I said, simple answer, it's depth. Well, if you get good injury luck and you don't need to even use depth, this is what can happen. Best case scenario.
The Red Sox injury luck has been so good that he traded for an injured player. He traded for Tyler Mahle.
Yep.
So that's how good his injury luck. Yeah, he had Oviedo go down. Dustin May was already injured. But yeah, he's been living well, living right. Mackenzie Gore, 15 points a game. Burns is Burnsing at 18 and a half a game. He's really been I don't mean it as a slight either, but to look at this team, the Leody Taveras kind of resurgence somewhat recently, not amazing, but putting up some games, especially this stretch here in the early part of the month. But to say that he might be due for some regression, I don't think is crazy, and I don't think it's a slight to say that it's been a surprise either. It is a surprise that he stayed this healthy, and then these guys have all performed this well, like in conjunction with each other. I do think it's a bit of a surprise.
And kudos to him to picking up how many is that? Go back down to those pitchers. How many of those starting pitchers are $1? Weathers.
Lively, buck. Weathers is a buck. Yarbs is a buck, and he's a solid spark, 5.38 a game. Yeah, so he's built quite a rotation kind of out of scrap heap pieces here.
And maybe he knew something though that we didn't know.
Oh yeah. That's not to say that he just went dumpster diving and got lucky 3 times or whatever. Like, obviously, it's hard to say when it keeps happening over and over that a guy's getting lucky, right?
Yeah.
But I do kind of think it's an equivalent of like it's like you got dealt queens at a time when like 3 other guys at the table got ace king. And so, there's just like no other aces or kings to come out on the flop. So your queens holds, but all it takes is 1 ace or 1 king to destroy those queens. And it's like all it takes is 1 arm going down. All it takes is Ben Lively turning into Ben Lively. And that's not to say it's going to destroy his offense, and like the whole Red Sox house of cards is going to come tumbling now, because I don't really think it's a house of cards. I think it's pretty solid, but I do think you still have a point that it does lack depth a little bit. But when you're running on the good side of injury variance, whatever you want to call it, that's what it looks like when your full lineup is in there and it's that good. It's hard to say it's lucky. He did draft this team. Yeah, he did auction up this team. So yeah, I don't think that's crazy at all to say that that's been a surprise. Maybe definitely a pleasant surprise, I'm sure, for Dan.
Wow.
Both of the Dans. When I said we didn't do this together, I didn't know that Tony was picking Red Sox and then I was picking White Sox. So
now I guess for me, I'm gonna transition into my most improved. This is what I called most improved. And my most improved was the other Dan, the White Sox. And again, my methodology is here's what I used. Opening day, when I did my first over-under, Dan's win total was 80. Okay. Now the next numbers I'm going to read off is how he's moved from each new whatever, of my rankings. He went from
generation.
80, 80 to 92 to 105 to 110 to 112. Up every single time. So to me, it was easy to pick him as my most improved team.
It's like when Sam buys a stock, it only goes up, right?
Up. Yeah.
Okay, so
same type of logic you had.
Yeah, basically it's the same kind of logic. Yeah, because it's not as if because you were on the AL preview with me, and we kind of agreed to put that we had some concerns or worries for the Sox. So it's like, yeah, if you want to use them both, that's a good spot to put them in most improved, because technically from where you thought he was before, he has improved quite a bit. So and again, kind of like the Red Sox, I don't remember too many crazy White Sox trades, that Dan went out and made, and I was like, oh, that made his team better. I think he's just been running good and putting a good lineup out there every day.
He lost Trout.
Lost Max Muncy, which is a huge loss in a points league. He is a huge bat in a points league. He walks so much, and in that lineup.
He was one of the people who said, I remember it with, he mentioned this name specifically, Davis Schneider. He said, Davis Schneider is going to be better than we think. And, a $6 bat that's getting 3+ points per game.
He walks a lot too. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, points are points.
Yeah, that's right. Points are points. Yeah, let's see. Did he make any wacky?
Well, he traded for Bieber, so I guess Bieber isn't really a bad injury luck.
Back on March 25th, he traded away Kyle Bradish, who has come back and been very good. I bet Dan would like to have that one back.
Yeah.
He traded for Muncy, and Muncy got hurt, and that was way back on March 3rd. Yeah, he really doesn't have much. He's just been living on the team that he drafted, and it was that strategy that he rolled with intentionally, if I recall correct, him saying that he wanted to go the high-end reliever. Yeah. And kind of the patchwork starting pitching. Yeah. And you know what? Kudos to Dan, because it's been working for him. Yeah, that's all I can say about that.
That's the thing, is these things can work, and they could also not work, obviously. Like say he drafted Diaz for the Mets.
Yeah, because he has Alexis, I think. Yeah, say he took Edwin instead. Yeah, that wouldn't be working. Or Hader for most of the season, wouldn't have really been working. Jordan Romano wouldn't have really been working.
Aldaze, the Cubs guy.
Yeah, sure.
I think he's even in AAA, if I recall.
So yeah, when you have a strategy and you pair it with drafting the right guys,
it can work.
See that it can work. Yeah. So you could probably say the Dans. It's maybe a little early to be talking trade deadline, but might be setting themselves both up to be buyers. Yeah. When we weren't sure that they were going to be just a couple months ago. So yeah.
And these are two teams that are above me in the American League. So
interesting wrinkle again. Yeah. I know I showed you in the Discord. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, it's May and you're talking playoffs. Of course it fucking matters though. Of course it does. But I just don't want to be in a position to where I'm thinking about the playoffs in May already. You know what I mean?
Part of it is, and I mean, we can, be honest about this. Part of it is I'm in the American League and you're in the National League.
That is true.
I mean, in the American, if I was in the National League, I'd easily be in the playoffs. I'm above 500. Yeah. That gets me in the play. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm above 500. I'm in the playoffs. It's sorry.
It's getting hot over here. All of a sudden. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's just,
I'm getting facts, closer. I'm getting closer to finishing this thing, so the truth might start.
Well, so let's just say here, and I want to preface this with this is not intended to be a shot of any kind.
No,
my most improved team is the Pirates, and that's mostly for the sake of the less is more factor. And Gary has come in and not exactly sat on his hands. He's made some moves. But he took the foundation that the Hedgehog, at the time left him with, and he, like I said, he's made some moves, but he's hasn't done anywhere near the kind of activity that his predecessor did, and like somebody mentioned in the chat, I don't remember who it was, but the Pirates were the top scoring team. What was he talking about this week currently?
Yeah,
or was it last week?
20 plus? Yeah. No, it's this week. It's this week.
It's this week now. Yeah. So it's kind of showing that what this team could have been if Amrock stopped fucking with it all the time.
And something that you might get some pushback because there are some people who did like Amrock. I'm not going to deny.
I don't dislike it. Yeah, I don't dislike Amrock. Like I said, this is not a shot. This is not a shot. I'm just saying he built a nice engine. He built a nice engine. He just needed to leave it alone. He was changing a piston or something every goddamn day, and it's hard for shit to get in sync. When you do it like that, it just.
I guess what I was trying to say.
It's a bad metaphor, but
what I was trying to say in short words was, people look back and say, "Well, Gary made trades too, just like Amrock." Yes, but anyone who's taken over a team fantasy-wise wants to make it their own. So Gary has made trades to make it his own.
But he didn't overhaul the thing.
No,
he didn't. He didn't flip the whole team over and turn it in his. Yeah, he made some deals, but he's still working largely with the blueprints that the Hedgehog left him.
Yeah.
And well, like I said, at the time, because that blueprint was different a week before. Like before he was gone, had just happened the Imanaga trade and stuff. So it's like his team was looking so different from not just from matchup to matchup, but from weekend to weekday a lot of times. Well,
or what about before school and after school?
Yeah, just look at what it can do when you just kind of sit back and let the kids play that you have, roll a lineup out there and go with it.
Sorry. I'm not.
So my most improved is the Pirates. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm not saying, they're most improved because Amrock is gone. It's not about Amrock. I mean, it is because he was making all those trades, but it's more about the team. The team was a good team if he just so many different times if he just would have left it alone. And you've heard me say that to you. How many times?
That's what I was going to say. Rewind.
Playoff team. Yeah. If you just would have left it alone, you would have been fine. And Am, was a good baseball dude. Like he was right. He nailed, Joey Ortiz and stuff. Like he wasn't a dumb baseball dude. No. He got too antsy. I don't know what his thing was. He just felt the need to be always making these moves all the time. And, of course, a lot of them happen to be with the same couple of dudes. I don't know. It's just a little funky. And maybe it's fluky that this is happening, after he's left or whatever, that the Pirates are now like exploding for all these points in the middle of the week. We'll see what it looks like at the end of the week. But I just kind of thought it was a little bit silly, a little bit of a coincidence, or maybe it truly is just a one-off and it's fluky. But yeah, I think the Pirates are going to benefit by keeping around the blocks that Am built with and not turning them over every week or every few days. I think the Pirates are going to be much improved by getting somebody in there that just doesn't have as itchy of a trigger finger, I guess is my point.
Everything you said, and like you said, you rewind 3 years and you substitute Tony Marlins for Amrock Pirates. Same exact thing. And I even tried, we had this discussion in public. People said, ask Tony. And I even tried to tell him, I'm like, dude, this is not a good path. Like, trust me, I've been down this path. These people are saying it in public. I was you. I am no longer you.
Did that mean that he was ultimately going to, spiral to the depths of the ABL Marlins, who, by the way, are looking like a playoff team right now. I'll just say this:
pouring one out to my homie. No, I'm just.
Anyway, let's hit this last one here. The last of the 440s, the fourth award of the 440s, the most disappointing team. You want to start with yours?
Yeah, the New York Yankees.
Ooh, okay. I remember the Yankees being, I think, in like the
very highly thought of Nolan, I believe.
Yeah, were they in the middle or were they in the upper tier? Were they in the contender tier? I don't recall.
They were.
I think we thought pretty highly of them. Yeah. So and 10 games under 500 right now. What disappoints you so much about the Yankees?
Maybe it's just, I'm looking. They have, okay, so they lost Cole, they lost Giolito, they lost Kramer. I'm assuming all these guys there.
Yeah.
let's see. Yep, the Giolito Kramer was one of theirs. I mean, it's just, I guess it's disappointing because, well, all they traded for Garrett.
Well, I could see them being a second half pusher. I could
It
see
could
the
be.
Yankees being a second half pusher, man.
I guess,
Garrett Cole back.
using what I looked at is at one point, so I had him at 80 wins for opening day. And then after I did the second run and they made all their moves and stuff like that, I had him at 116.
Wow.
Now with my latest over-under, I'm at 69. So it's almost the exact flip of what the White Sox were.
Man, yeah, I wish I kind of would have looked at the Yankees. They might have been good for a second half push instead of the Marlins, because the Marlins are already good.
Yeah, the Marlins are a 5 seed.
Yeah, the Marlins are already too good to be. I'm changing it. Sorry, Chris. No Marlins for
Hey, you know what?
You
do not have to apologize to Chris. He just had an amazing European vacation. I kid, Chris.
He had to go to a wedding, and I don't.
Was that what it was?
There's people that love weddings. Yeah, he went to a wedding in Budapest at the end of it, and it's like, okay, you're in Budapest at the end of a European. Like, it was probably awesome, but man, I'm just not a dude that loves to be in super public situations. So weddings for me are usually a no-go. But I imagine a destination wedding in Budapest was probably pretty spectacular. So yeah, I don't think I need to.
I did want to say I was prepared in case Old E was bad, and I'll pop open what the backup plan was.
Hey, hooray beer! Red Stripe, hooray beer! Hey, I you know what? I've had Red Stripe. Did not like it. I do not like Red Stripe. Personal preference, of course, but I did love the commercials. I loved the hooray beer commercials. Yeah, they were classic. So you're disappointed in the Yankees? I think I want to switch.
I think it's just more so
being a surprise pusher. I want to push against you right now and say the Yankees might make a second half push, especially if Garrett Cole comes back and is even like 75, 80% of Garrett Cole. He's going to be a huge boost to that rotation. Tony.
No,
you're a huge boost to that rotation.
He is. I'm scrolling through the. No, you are correct. He wasn't. I guess rehab assignment as soon as next week. I'm live fact checking.
Dude, he's throwing. Yeah, he's throwing. That was a good Ed McMahon. You're like my sidekick, and you said you are correct. That was excellent. That was pure Ed McMahon.
You're correct. I mean, like
you are
correct. Like, I didn't realize Cole was that. I don't own Cole. He's
coming back, man. Yeah, he's coming back.
We've had this discussion in the public Discord. It's like, I really don't own high dollar players. It's just something I veer away from. About 25 to 30 is my max, and Garrett Cole's never a player. Cole
you're always going to have this thing with like injured pitchers. He's either going to come back and be like Kyle Bradish has been, who has been great after missing some significant time with injury, or he's going to come back and get hurt again like John Means.
Is he which sounds weird to say this, but is he like an older version of Jacob deGrom?
Who, Cole?
Yeah. Where like deGrom had all the.
DeGrom's older. I think DeGrom's older.
Oh, DeGrom's older than Cole?
I don't know.
33, I guess you're right. I thought Cole was closer to 40. I didn't realize.
Yeah, you feel like Cole's like.
I thought the dude was closer to 40. He's 33.
No. Scherzer's the elite guy that's falling apart. That's close to 40. Gotcha. But yeah, they're pretty much
33. Right. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I've got this worry about Kodai Senga. Mm-hmm. On my Dodgers, that he got like shut down again because this time it's the triceps. It's not the shoulder, but it's the triceps. Yeah. And I feel like I might as well just write him off for the rest of the season. Like, I might as well get comfortable with not having him. I've been comfortable so far with not having him. I may as well just hope for Tristan Cassis to come back at some point and be happy with that.
How often does that happen, though, where a pitcher ramps up and then any type of setback, they're pretty much done?
Well, and the Mets suck. It's the Mets are cursed. They suck.
What do you mean
They're not going anywhere.
They have is Jim. Jim is the co-owner of the Athletics. They've been hitting me up for David Peterson. And he's David Cy Young Peterson in our private chat. That's what we've said. And
because you want so much for him?
Well, no, because I do. And he wants to not, he's a Mets guy. And I said, I'm telling you, David Peterson's going to be in the rotation. He's going to be in the rotation. And then
he is today.
2 days, 2 days ago. Now he's in the rotation.
Well, let's we're hitting 40 minutes, but I do want to hit on my most disappointing team.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like by his fault or anything. Suffered some extreme injuries. My biggest disappointment is the Giants. Mm-hmm. We had the Giants, it was me and who the hell came on the NL with me? Bronner and Brendan. We did the National League, and I think we all three agreed to put the Giants in the contender category, and they have really been awful. Now, this is the team that lost Spencer Strider. I think he certainly lost somebody else, but he's a 6-win team right now.
Moncada. Moncada.
I like to think that my valuation was not that far off, but
was he? Sorry, looking at it as well. He
lost Joe Ross too, lost Marty Perez. He's just falling apart, man. But even before then,
Jackson Holiday
just wasn't performing.
Injury.
Yeah, not to injury, but to just coming up and sucking.
He's got a lot.
Yeah, just has not been.
I hope this guy's watching.
Not been the team.
Dude, look at this guy's. Scroll through this because we do need to address this.
Let's address it. All right. What do you got?
Scroll through and tell me what you're seeing that's maybe an issue with this team.
Well, I see Jackson Holiday in the shortstop spot for one. I see that as an issue with the team. I see a guy on the IL that is currently – 2 guys on the IL that are currently not injured. Probably an issue with this team. There's
2 more IL guys in pitching spots.
Oh, yeah, there's another injured guy that's not injured down here that is on the IL, and then 2 injured guys that are in –
and a guy in the minors.
Starting spots. Yeah, so the Giants, Sam, if you happen to watch this, God, why do I always do that? Sam, if you happen to watch this and catch this, if not, I'll probably say bring it up in the old board meeting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Giants, I forget how to check and see when the last time these guys have logged in.
Oh, you go to I got it. It's I think it's team and manager's email.
Can you look at it?
Yep, I got it right there. If you go to team,
I don't want to put. I'm not trying to put Vito on blast. I didn't really. I just knew that he was 6-58, and then I had the son of a bitch as a contender. I didn't sit and look at his roster and realize that we were going to pick him apart at the end of the pod. But
it's been a week. Hopefully everything's all right. I'm not saying this is blasted. I hope everything's all right with the guy. Because, it's been May 22nd.
Because he's been around. He's been on the Discord and stuff. He's been around. He's not
popped in and said things. Yeah.
So, let's hope we don't have to pull one out for Vito.
I was going to say, hopefully I don't have to. I was literally doing the same thing as you were. I was bringing it up. I'm not saying, in all seriousness, if it is something like that, I'm not joking about. I hope everything is all right with the guy and whatever.
Yeah, let's hope that it's not. We've been pretty lucky with that kind of thing throughout our time of doing it. We have, the ABL network is pretty huge at this point, and we've really only had one dude completely disappear and ghost us. And it's my theory that he must have got hit by an anvil or something while he was walking down the street. I don't know, because how do you –
1 or 2? Who is your one guy?
Was it 2? I know.
Who's your one guy?
Roger, the former.
What about Harry?
I guess he kind of did, didn't he? Yeah, shit. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Harry disappeared.
He got Game of Thrones or whatever. I don't know. Isn't it?
Living in New Zealand, I just kind of the world is that part of the world hardly exists really in my head, But he did. He absolutely did just kind of go. But here's the thing with Harry. I really don't feel like he ghosted us because of how much shit he got for the
100%.
for
He
the
got
moves
shit
that
on.
he made.
Like people think Amrock got shit on. Not even close to what
it's
happened.
Completely different. It's really different. It involves trades that they made, but this guy Harry, he had loaded up on prospects and he was planning on punting a season really before the season even started. So he won. He had basically no salary because he was full of dollar guys. Yeah. So he went into the auction and he won not every high price guy, but a ton of high price guys. And then he traded some of them before the auction was even over, which as a guy on the EC, maybe we should have had the foresight to maybe shut off trading during the auction, but you don't want to shut it off during the auction.
No.
But you should maybe have had a rule in place where instantly won guys, you got to wait a week or so. I don't know, but he really ruffled a lot of feathers by doing that. And, he did it at funky times of the day because he was in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So he was really only exposing these guys to guys that happened to be on the Discord at like just the right time. There was a lot of, and this is where all the dump bullshit came from. No, you gotta, the trade date, you can't make these giant trades until June 1st. You can't, you need to announce that you're going to dump so everybody has a chance.
Now this is ABL, just so everyone knows. TFE.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, when you made the Harry and Amrock comparison, totally different thing. And then Harry was relentlessly shit on, and he just kind of disappeared.
But
he did go.
Harry has a record that will never be broken, and that record is a guest on the podcast for length of pod. We went 4+ hours with this dude.
Yeah, that was the football, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but still,
it was football. It was football.
4+ hours of me. 4+ hours of me drinking Fosters.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be working, but not Tony. Harry was supposed to be working. Yeah. He ate like ham out of a thing, and he drank milk with it. It was weird as hell, man. He was a fine dude, but
Southern Hemisphere guys.
Really, yeah.
I can say that because I don't think we have any Southern Hemisphere guys in the league.
No, just when Chris goes down to Belize, right?
No, that's got to be.
Is it still the North? He doesn't cross the equator.
Let me do a real.
I'm not great at geography.
I know it's close.
I'm not great at geography. No,
it's not below Ecuador.
It's above. Yeah, it's above. Yeah, it's not below Ecuador. Yeah, when I picture a map in my head, it's definitely not below Ecuador.
God, we're dumb Americans, aren't we?
I'm very, very dumb. I am. And on that note.
Well,
there's your 40% through the season awards, and
hey, this was a 42 ouncer. It wasn't even a 40, and I did get about 40 ounces through. This is I went to 3 stores, 2 gas station, a gas station, a Dollar General, and the packaged liquor store.
Dollar General?
Yeah. Dollar General
sells booze?
Yeah. I can get whatever I want Dollar General, yeah.
I hit Dollar General quite often in town for DoorDash. Somebody always wants, and this one does not sell booze.
Right, and it's not even that they sell booze. It is the first thing right as soon as you walk into the door to the right. So it's not even like hidden. It's like, boom, here you go. What do you want? Like, and this
I want a 40 of Old English, and they say, "Are you sure, sir? Are you sure you do?"
Well, they didn't even have like.
Yes, I do.
They didn't have it. I had to go to like the liquor store to find this, and they don't even sell Glass 40s anymore. This is the only thing close to 40 ounces I could find.
Fucking climate people, man. Climate. I feel like glass is a more sustainable thing than plastic. I mean, Jesus Christ. Whatever. Shoot a whole other hour-long pod on the climate crisis. No, we're not going to do that.
Hey,
going to call it there. My wife is gone. I might get myself a pizza. What's that?
Are you watching your Cardinals?
No, I'm not.
Palante.
I'm only watching you, man. I'm only watching you. When I'm on the pod has my full attention.
Shit, I've got, man.
hyper focus.
I've got.
I do. Yeah, you have a much better setup than I do. Also,
which is the 4 TVs, and then this is backwards, but you can kind of see the 2 monitors.
So if I had your setup, I probably would find myself more distracted more often. But I just have a laptop, my doofus dog, and
we had old 5-4-3. You don't see the 5-4-3 often. Cardinals 5-4-3.
You know what you don't see very often that I wish we saw more? Like a 1-6, no, not a 1, like a 3-6-3. I like a 3-6-3 double play.
Speaking of ones that were like super odd, 2 or 3 days ago, I forget what game it was, I saw a 6 unassisted double play. It was like a pop-up to the shortstop, and the dude on first just like completely lost track of everything. And then the shortstop just ran over to first base or jogged over because like the dude was already like dead.
I could see it a second. I could see that happening. But at first, that's a little more wild.
6.
No, I mean, like, 6 catches it and then steps on second to double somebody up. No, but not steps on first.
Yeah, 6 steps on first.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. I was like,
that's wild.
But I mean, it was just like the dude, the base runner is just like, yeah, they're going to throw it to first. I give up. And he just walked back.
I'm done anyway. Yeah.
And then the shortstops are like, oh, cool. This gives me an opportunity. I'm just going to walk over to first base then and put him out since he's already given up.
So in leagues that score defense for everybody, that could have been a matchup changer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for double play.
Thankfully, we don't do that yet in TFE.
Yeah.
So all right, man. Well, thank you.
I'll put you on the spot. Do you want to commit to anything Sunday?
You know me. It's Wednesday. I don't commit to anything several days ahead. You know, I can't do that with my work and shit. I can't do that. So, I mean, we'll try. You know, we'll try. I'm sure we'll try, but I'm not going to commit. No, you can put me on the spot all you want. I won't be peer pressured.
I'll log off by saying it's weird. We said a few maybe negative things about the Giants, and your background is the Giants.
That's the Yomiuri or the Tokyo Giants, whatever you want to call them. That's the Tokyo Giants, baby. Gotcha. But yeah, that is kind of goofy.
I will say, I think you will not disagree with this, but we are always open to pod ideas. If you want,
yes, yeah, Jesus, yeah. If somebody has a cool idea,
or even if you want to watch me drink a beer and live review it during the pod, I will try to find a way to.
I want to see if you can. I'll give you 1 hour. You drink a 40 and 40 McDonald's chicken nuggets.
If you did 20, maybe 20 is easy. 20 McDonald's chicken nuggets is easy.
Yeah, no, that's 20 is easy. 40's hard. That's the point.
Hey, what about that? And I know we're BSing, but we should really close after this one. That one that was 9 hot dogs, 9 innings, 9 beers. Did you ever see that one float?
I saw it from you. And I told you I absolutely know I couldn't do it. I can't drink that much. I just can't drink that much. I'll have to pee all the time. You know, I'll get acid reflux if I have that much beer, if I have that much carbonated, really anything, and especially put hot dogs on top of it. I'll have terrible acid reflux. I have a hiatal hernia.
Do you not like chew Tums probably as much as I do? And
I'll eat a Tums. I like the chewy Tums, as a matter of fact. But because of the reasoning for my reflux, the fact that my reflux comes from having a hiatal hernia and not like because of what I eat necessarily, is why Tums is not all that effective. Like Pepto, not really that effective. Tums, not all that effective. There's either get this thing fixed or pretty much just have reflux.
There's one that I've had really good luck with. That's Alka-Seltzer. That's heartburn and gas.
You the plop plop fizz fizz.
Heartburn and gas. Alka-Seltzer sells chewables for heartburn and gas. And
I've never felt older. I've never felt older than talking about my.
I want to say we finished. I finished. Whatever you want to say. I did finish the.
No, it's we. This was a group effort.
And the red stripe's almost gone too. Red stripe's amazing.
Oh man.
All right.
Well, thank you for taking the middle of your Wednesday to come and do this, and enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe take a nap or eat a steak or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some drumsticks on the smoker and smoke them for about 2
boom.
hours.
There it is. That is something had to be coming. I knew it. Day off for everybody. I knew something had to be happening.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll see you on the next one. Everybody watching, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Later, man.